Hello guys and welcome to Squidgy Face Plays, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my new map, B Block. So B Block is a solo project of mine that I've made almost out of boredom because I had COVID at one point, and long story short is I decided to make a bunch of B textures and B models, and from there it became like a whole thing. And yeah, so this video is just a showcase, just to show you this map and to get you familiar with kind of the concepts that I've added into this map. Now keep in mind, if you've played things like Chicken Blocked or anything like similar to that, it is very similar in the sense of kind of gameplay and breeding and things. However, I have changed up a few bits and ways to kind of gather and get bees and stuff like that. So you'll spawn in a room just like this that have a bunch of options for you. I've set like little things here, like signs that say default, which basically tell you what I intended you to play, if that makes sense. So if you go around and click on, oh, wrong one. If you click on all the default ones, that's kind of how the game was intended to play. However, I know that not everyone's the same, and if you want to change any of the settings, you're absolutely free and welcome to do so. There's a little bit of a book at the start just to quickly read and get you familiar with the map. And then there's a start button here. However, what I will tell you is don't start the map straight away. I would say have a look around this room, because you never know, you might find some goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and press start, and it should take me to our island, and morning should just be dawning. That kind of rhymed a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the thing that you get at the very start of the game, which is the Beepedia book. And if I left trigger to open this, you will see it says welcome to the Beepedia. This book contains lots of useful information and extra features to help your adventure in B Block. And then it does have a quick little thing that says, for any and all crafting information, look at the recipe book inside your crafting table, as this contains all crafting recipes. Now this just has a few options such as trophies, bee information, and storage. Now within these themselves there are other things. So as you can see, there's breeding, catching, resources, and if I go back and go to storage, there's the different kinds of bee storage. Now I will go into that in the video, so I'm not gonna read all this stuff in the book for you. I'm just basically trying to give you a quick rundown on the book. So we also have the section which is trophies. So there's a trophy count and go to trophies. I'll show you what those do in just a second. So I'm going to exit out the book and I'm going to go into my chest, and what I'm going to do is grab a bee. Okay, so if I grab the bee and I place it down, it says 1 bee out of collected bee 1 out of 84. And if I go back into my chest, I've got some empty jars here. If I left trigger or left click on that one, you'll see I've picked it up. So I'm going to pop him back in, and I'm just going to show you the trophy side of things. So if I again open the book and go to trophy count, it will tell me how many trophies I have. And if I go to trophies once again and then click on go to trophies, you'll see a little countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then it takes me to the bee hive. If we go up the ladders, there should be, there we go, the water bee is right there, and this is basically just a representation of the water bee, so you can just have a quick look at its model and a quick look at its texture and know which ones you have unlocked. So to leave the beehive, it's as simple as going back to the bottom floor, and then finding one of these 4 buttons just dotted around this like pillar, and if you just left click one of the buttons, it will take you back to your island. Okay, so let's talk about collecting different types of bees. So the first way to collect bees is quite simple, I would say, and quite self-explanatory. So the first way is to breed them, right? So let me get a bunch of flowers and I'll just kind of show you that. So if I place down the water bee and the gravel bee and I give them both a flower, they should go into love mode and spawn a little sand baby. Look at that. Isn't he a little cutie? So that's just one way of collecting bees. I'm going to show you a couple of other ways now too. So a second way of gathering bees and creating new bees is to use a furnace. Now some bees can be placed in a furnace and give you another bee from the outcome. So in this instance, I'm putting a red sand bee into a furnace, and hopefully at the end of it, it will smelt its way down all the way to a magma bee, and I have a magma bee. Now, there is other ways of gathering bees too, which is by dyeing them, which I want to show you now as well. So if I get a concrete bee and I dye it, say, red, it will turn into a red concrete bee. Simple as that. So let's just show you that one more time with, say, a white wool bee. If I dye, say, the white wool bee cyan, it should hopefully turn into a cyan bee. Okay, that is definitely a cyan bee. And then that's basically it for gathering and collecting bees. That's the easiest and best way to do it. Now, let's do resource gathering now. So resource gathering is quite simple, and you just need shears. Now, you can either make wooden shears or you can just make regular old iron shears. And what that does is basically when you have a bee and you see little blocks on your bee's back, you can left click and it will give you an item. As for water and lava, you can't use shears. That won't work. You need something like a bucket or a glass jar. And that's how you gather resources. It's quite simple. But I know a lot of people aren't going to want to have lots and lots of bees all flying around, making loads and loads of noise. So I also created the bee box. Now, what the bee box does is when you place a bee inside it, like so, it hopefully will add one bee and then one little honeycomb, like so. What that means is, it means you have that bee plus, and there's only one of them. If I do a second, that's 2 bees. If I do a third, that's 3 bees. So it can hold 3 bees in total. So it shows you which bee is in there and then how many bees. If you just crouch and left click, it should pop one right out, but the storage is just taking it. It should be in its storage itself. So if I right click there, you see the Danrob's probs bee in a jar is inside it. And if I wait long enough, what's going to happen is this bee box itself is going to generate the resources on its own and actually just store them in the bee box, rather than you having to go out and, like, for instance, this magma bee, having to shear it like that and take a lot of time up. Now, I'm going to wait just a second for hopefully items to spawn at some point into this bee box. Oh, and there we go. I didn't even have to wait that long. So, okay, this is a bit of a spoiler, but Danrob's probs bee is pretty OP because he doesn't spawn any one thing. He will spawn anything. And I mean anything. So it could be a bowl, like he so loves. It could be his precious trapdoors, or it could be a diamond pickaxe or anything. It could literally be any item in the game. And this bee will summon it. That's a bit of a massive, massive spoiler for you there. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. This is the best way I thought I could show off the map and show you all the cool little features in the game. So if you did like it, then that's brilliant. I hope you go out and you buy it and you play it to your heart's content. And yeah, I hope this helped kind of make a decision on that for you guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! Oh God, what am I doing with myself? Bloody bees. Ah!